Our objectives for this session, can you see the objectives? Can you see the objectives? And just make sure that you can see everything. And I will not ask you later, but in order to make sure that everyone is able to see the what is written on the screen. So our objectives, by the end of the session, we need to cover the following points. How to get a high score, some important skills we need to master, and then we're gonna practice, okay? Of course, our session or our sessions in general during the vacation, are not supposed to be long ones, because I know that you guys are very excited during the vacations and so on. We will make our sessions, very concise but very beneficial, inshallah. Okay, so let's see. Taking the test, tell me, what's your goal? May you tell me what's your goal? When we take the test, what's your main goal? Now the chat box is activated. What's your main goal? Are you in love with the test, for example? Are you in love with the test? Definitely. No, of course. Okay, yes, exactly. To get a perfect score. Excellent. To get a perfect score. That's right. That's perfectly right. This is our main goal. We need the score in order to get to whatever college we are planning to join. That's it. Okay. So we really need to get a high score, no matter how we're going to practice, no matter how we're going to study. At the end of the day, we need the high score. Okay, nice. So this is your goal. So we agreed upon this destination. How to get a perfect score? If we're taking SAT, EST, ACT, how to get that? Listen, guys, the 3 tests are asking you, are testing you on certain skills, certain common skills, okay? You have to believe in that. Certain basic common skills, okay? The 3 of them, okay? So actually my answer to such a question has 2 parts. So in order to get a high score, you need to care about certain personality-wise aspects and others that are related to academics, okay? The personality-wise aspects, I have no control on them. As a tutor, as a teacher, I might help you enhance them, certain traits, but you need to be your first supporter. You need to overcome certain weaknesses in your personality that will, hinder your progress when it comes to the score you aim at, okay? Let's see, what are those aspects? First of all, you need to be patient. You need to be patient. You don't have to be in a hurry. Okay, now I'm in grade 9 or 10. I'm in grade 11. So I want to get the full score from the first trial. This is insane. This is insane. It can happen. Yes, it can happen. But it's not the norm. It's not the thing that is to be expected. Okay, you need to be patient, you need to study, you need to practice, you need to have this patience that will enable you to keep on, okay? You have to be self-motivated. You have to look at the bright side always. Even if you have certain mistakes, still you were able to manage, still you were able to have correct answers regarding some questions. So be always positive, organized. You need to plan your study. You need to have plans. Okay, when you wake up in the morning, you need to have your to-do list. Even if you're gonna be enjoying your time, these are traits, these are characteristics of successful people, guys. So you want to be able to score or to get the high score or the perfect score without having these traits instilled in your personality. Okay, you will not find this some careless people getting a very high score unless they do something illegal. We don't care about that, but you need to be organized, and this will help you manage not only the test but manage many aspects of your career and future career and life. Be decisive. When I give you a certain question and you studied your basic rules and you studied your tips and so on, be decisive when it comes to your answer, even if you're not 100% sure, but you will apply the tips that you have learned. And don't tell me, teacher, like, I don't know, I need to choose C, but I can see that A can make sense. Okay, be decisive. Tell me which one you go for, no matter what. Okay, so learn to be decisive. Responsible. Now, you guys, most of you are, 11th, 12th graders. Maybe you are 10th graders as well. But be responsible in the sense that you don't need to have someone, an adult, either this adult can be your parent or tutor, to tell you what you have to do. You know very well that you're going to be joining a common trial. You know very well that you need to study. You know very well, and we do as well, that it is the vacation time, but you have responsibilities. So if you decide to, leave studying altogether, you will not study at all, you have to bear and you have to be up to the responsibilities that you will be facing later in the trial. So please don't let anyone keep reminding you of what you should do. Be consistent means if you're going to be exerting a little bit of an effort to study daily, for example, if this portion is not that big, but be consistent as well, at least be consistent at least. So try to practice daily. Okay, try to have a look on what you're going to be tested on daily, consistently. Okay, be a quick observer and note taker. Note taker, this is the most important thing. You have to take notes whenever you attend a free session, a private course, any session, anything you are attending, you must take notes. You must take notes. It's very crucial. Be able to work under stressful conditions. All of us know, that during the test, we are usually stressed, either by the time, either by not knowing a certain question, not being able to, reach the answer very quickly. So you need to be able to control yourself under stressful conditions. Let me give you an example. Imagine that I'm dealing with a perfect student. And this student, all of us know that he or she is a perfect one, very smart, a very hardworking student, and we all trust his capabilities or her capabilities. But due to certain aspects related to her or his personality, the fact that he or she doesn't or is not able to handle the situation or handle the test or the stress of the test, this guy or this student can be losing a lot of points. So try to keep calm, control yourself during the test, because at the end it's a test. You will have more than one trial later. So you don't have to worry that much. You're not going to be losing everything. Still, you have many chances to improve your score, to still we have another chance. It's not the end of the world. Okay, so this will reduce the stress a little bit. So we're done with the personality wise aspects. Now here comes the second part, the part that is related to the academics, the part that is related to the academics. And perhaps this is the major part because it has to do with your studies, okay, with your studies. First of all, guys, you need to get to know the test. Teacher, I know the test. I know the number of questions. I know that I'm gonna be spending this amount of time handling each section and so on. I don't mean this only. I mean, you need to know the types of the questions, the skills, guys, that each type of question is testing you on, is targeting. Okay, the skill. Yani all the three tests are dealing with skills. For example, there is the skill that requires you to assign the main topic of the passage, the main idea of the passage, a transitional sentence that can link what is before to what is after in the passage. How can we get to see the right answer related to this skill? Do you have this skill? Do you know the features that are related to such a topic or such a skill or such a question? So first of all, you need to classify the types of questions based on what? Based on the skills that the question is targeting, okay? For example, طبعا all of the three tests have questions related to diction. Diction means word choice, or you can say vocabulary in context when it comes to reading. Okay, so many of the students are suffering from this type of questions. Knowing the skill that you need to, or knowing as many tips and hacks and the skill itself that will enable you to handle the diction questions. Actually, all of these aspects together will enable you to handle as many questions as possible correctly. For example, if I have a question asking me about a certain word within a certain context, definitely, most of the time you're being asked about a certain word, the meaning of a certain word within a certain context. You need to assign the part of a speech. Okay, take notes, please. You need to assign the part of a speech of this word. Is it a verb? Is it a noun? Is it an adjective? Okay, if it is a noun, then it must have what? It must have a function in the sentence. This noun is functioning as a subject, so it has a verb. Okay, good. Now, is this word a verb? So this verb must have a subject and must have an object if it is transitive. So get to know the part of a speech. Get to know what is the subject of the verb, what is the object of the verb, and try to plug in the word that you have, or each choice in each choice, and see whether which one of these words, which one of these choices can be perfectly placed in the context and makes the perfect sense in terms of the subject and in terms of the object, in terms of the context clues. What is the tone of the verb? What is the tone of the word, assigned word in the question? Does it have a certain significant tone, positive or negative, for example? Then you need to pick the word that gives you the same exact effect, okay? Another thing you need to bear in mind while dealing with this question is that the word that you're gonna pick must be a synonym of the assigned word. A synonym. If it is not a synonym of the word, then it is not the perfect answer. This is related to the vocabulary in context for reading. I'm just giving you certain guiding lines or guiding tips for this type of questions. I'm giving only an example. When it comes to diction or word choice in the writing section, so you need to consider the context as well. Also, you need to eliminate the choices that are very similar and equivalent, because you cannot be having two exact answers. No, there should be a different, the right answer must make sense in terms of the context, in terms of the tone of the context, and in terms of being unique to the meaning. Similar meanings or very, very, very close meanings will be eliminated. Okay, what is another type of questions? Of course, you can see the type of questions that are related to ideas, the ones that you guys do not prefer, the ones that are related to cohesion and coherence, relevance, main idea, introductory, supporting, concluding sentences. So each one of these types, Shabab, each type of these, topics has certain skills. We're gonna pick one skill today, and we're gonna apply, the tips. And we're going to practice answering, this skill, or answering some questions related to this skill or this topic. I'm going to show you, but now I'm telling you that you need to classify, to be able to classify the test types. Okay, you need to be able to classify the types of questions. If you are not able to classify the types, if you just get a question from any test, you open any test, and I pick any question, and you fail to know the type of this question, then you have a problem, a very severe problem. Usually this aspect is covered in the basic courses, guys. Of course, all the teachers are doing their best to let you be skillful enough to be able to identify and classify the types of the questions. The other type of questions, those questions dealing with the conventions, the rules, the grammar, okay, English conventions, punctuation, subject, verb, agreement, verb tenses, modifiers, phrases and clauses, sentence structure, and so on. EST, actually, honestly speaking, EST is full of sentence structure questions. Like it has to do with syntax, the arrangement of the items in the sentence. What is the best arrangement of the sentence based on the other sentences of the paragraph, based on whatever requirement that is given to you in the heading of the question. That you need to pay attention. You need to know all the rules, all the tips, all the hacks related to each topic, and then get to know the exceptions as well. And we're gonna talk about this in a moment. We have also graph questions, infographics, and so on. And these types of questions can be very easy. They are actually very easy in EST. Very easy. You will not expect to have any graph questions to be challenging in EST. But some of these questions are challenging when it comes to SAT. Yes, I do agree, but you know, the minority, they are considered to be a minority. Okay, so letter A was your ability to classify the questions. Okay, guys, let's test you on the first point, which is classifying the questions. Okay, just a second. Okay, I'm gonna enable the chat box right now. Okay, so that you can respond in the chat box in order to test you on classifying the questions. Okay, I will give you a couple of examples and you need to tell me, yes, if you are good at that, then done. Then you are perfect with regarding this point. Okay, just a second. Okay. Okay, let me, yes, so this one, if you look at this question, if I tell you the first question is related to which topic? Addiction, excellent. The second one, its parts and their maintenance, it's, so it has to do with the second one has to do with punctuation. Are you sure? It is more related to pronouns. Yes, excellent. Pronouns, yes, of course, it is related to English conventions, but which part of it exactly? It is related to pronouns, guys. So in order to know the type of questions related to a question with no instruction, with no heading, you need to look at the answer choices and get to know the differences. Look at that. The author wants to express worthiness. Which choice best accomplishes this goal? And I have admired, judged, famous, and I have accepted. No, I'm sorry. And I have disliked. So this one is related to maybe it's related to diction because it's about the word choice, the best word choice that can express worthiness, which is positive. Okay, and this type, and this one, pronouns. Excellent, super excellent. So you guys are amazing, and you were able to pass the first test. So letter B. Can you see now my PowerPoint once more? Yes, okay. Gather, we are now interested in knowing how to get a perfect score. So you're done with the first aspect. Gather all the rules, tips, hacks, and notes about each type of question you get to know, and each skill you get to acquire in individual sections. You will have your own copybook, even if your teacher offers or gives you her own or his own book, his own or her own classified book, you will make your own copybook. Okay, you must write. Okay, so why must you write? Why? Because we human beings do forget. We do forget. So when you write This will help you overcome this aspect. Okay, we do forget. Yes, yes, excellent. And when you write your own information based on on your understanding, this will help you master the skill more. Okay, listening to your teacher is not enough. Reading the tip is not enough. You must write down. Okay, good. So you're gonna do what? Gather all the rules, the tips, the hacks, all the notes regarding the, yes, exactly. So people remember what they do, right? Yes, excellent. So gather them in sections. So this section is related to all the tips and hacks and notes that I've ever heard from any tutor and any classmate and anyone who's, who's answering a question related to this topic here in this section. Okay, this is the diction section. This is the punctuation section. This is the subject-verb agreement section. This is, and each section, guys, has to have the main rules, the tips, hacks, and notes, and so on, and anything related to this skill, plus the exceptions as well, because sometimes we're being tricked, because for every rule, there is an exception. So try gathering all the exceptions as well, okay? Practice. Yes, work smarter. You need to gather all the questions related to each type. Gather. You don't have to gather them, gather them, cut and paste and so on. No, you can even write the numbers of all the questions, related to each topic in one place. For example, I'm today studying the topic, the topic of punctuation. So I studied all the tips and hacks and notes and all the skills that I need to, to acquire related to this topic, and together with its exceptions, okay, the things that I made mistakes when I was answering them, the exceptions that I couldn't identify them when I was practicing. Then I write down, for example, March 22. Okay, March 2022. The punctuation questions in this test were number, so, and so. Okay, so that you can just know or refer to them and circle the one that you had answered incorrectly. Circle the number that you answered incorrectly in order to return back to it to see, are you still being tracked, are you still being tricked on it, or you passed it over? Okay, you passed it. Let's see, letter D. Identify your weaknesses, review the basics, the exceptions, etc. Make sure you know the exact skill you lack. And this is exactly what I was saying a moment ago. Okay? Okay. Ask your tutor or your brilliant classmates or group mates. You guys must ask. I really wonder why people attending certain sessions, especially the paid courses, if you're a little bit shy asking in a free session, despite the fact that you don't need to be shy at all, you have to ask about whatever is unclear for the tutor to clarify it for you. But in the paid courses, some students keep silent all the time. Why? This, you will not learn that way. You need to inquire and ask your tutor about your weaknesses, about the things that you fail to understand, about the aspects that you keep making mistakes when it comes to them. Okay, so ask, please. Okay, practice makes perfect. take mock tests regularly and track your progress. I'll take a mock test today. Okay, what is my score? I'll take a mock test after a couple of days. What's my score? Am I progressing or not? Okay. Now, after we handled everything, we need the perfect score. Okay, if you need 700 plus, then you need to go beyond the tips. You go beyond the tips. The tips can help you maximize your potentials, can help you increase your scores. But reaching the most perfect score, like 700 plus, you need to go beyond those tips. You need to read more whenever it's relevant. You need to be involved in what you're reading. You ask yourself, take notes while you take notes of the main ideas while you're reading. Get involved. You know what does it mean by getting involved? Be super engaged in what you're reading so that you can facilitate the comprehension process. Learn and write down new vocabulary words regularly. And I stress the word regularly because learning a few new vocab words is not enough, guys. You have to keep learning till you're done with your test, till you're done with your score. Practice daily. I know it is a vacation time, but you need to practice daily, even if it's going to be for a short time. You need to practice daily. Get yourself, or familiarize yourself with all the types of questions or certain types of questions, especially those you have a problem with, daily, even if it's going to be a couple of questions. But don't leave the issue, don't leave the thing totally. Okay. Yes. Yes, we have how to get the mock tests. You will have plenty of mock tests on our website. On our website, I open the website for everyone for free. You will have mock tests and you will get the scores instantly after you submit the answers. Okay. Now, practice time. So we're done with, by the way, I forgot a certain thing. I forgot to tell you a certain thing here before I told you guys, we human beings do forget. Classify the test types of questions as well as the types of answers. The types of answers are really important because based on these types of answers, you're going to apply the process of elimination, which is the most important process ever, the most important skill ever. Imagine when you get stuck, when you fail to find the right answer, you apply the process of elimination and you will get to the right answer by eliminating the answers that cannot by all means be the right one. Okay? So you get to know the types of answers. Some answers are very broad to the question. Some answers are very specific to a general question. Some answers are off topic. Some answers are half right, half wrong. So one wrong word is enough to make the whole answer incorrect. Okay, so you need to know the types of the answers as well. Now let's practice. Let's get to learn one skill or to deal with one type of questions. It's a skill. Any type of questions, guys, focuses on a skill. Okay, targets a certain skill. So let's get to know what is the skill that we need to learn or to to be familiar with today. Okay. and how to apply these tips and these hacks and these notes on certain questions that are related to this type of questions, okay? How to pick the most suitable introductory sentence for a paragraph. Okay, this is a skill. This is one type of questions that does exist in EST, ACT, and SAT. Okay, so first of all, the introductory sentence for a paragraph can be a little bit general, more general than any of the other sentences of this paragraph. So the first thing you need to consider when it comes to the introductory sentence for a paragraph or of a paragraph, it should be a general one, okay? The second point, it must be, or you will notice that it is closely and logically related to the sentence that comes right after it. So it is what? Closely and logically related to the sentence that comes right after it. And logically, and for sure, it is also supported by all the sentences that come later. But if I will divide them into a plan A and a plan B, then plan A, in order to find the perfect introductory sentence, I'll be checking the sentence right after it, okay? If I get stuck among two or between two answer choices or among three answer choices even, I can proceed reading and see what is the sentences are focusing on. What is the most repeated item in all the sentences? What is the common thing? And you will find that it mentions the very topic, sorry for this too, mentions the very topic, that is being repeatedly referred to, okay, throughout the paragraph. Maybe I forgot to write referred to, repeatedly referred to throughout the paragraph, okay, guys? So let me just so mentions the very topic that is being repeatedly referred to. I missed here referred to, okay, referred to throughout the paragraph. Can be linked to the last sentence of the previous paragraph in case it has a transition word or a pronoun that refers back to a certain idea, noun, or concept. Yani, for example, if I have a body paragraph, not the first paragraph of the passage. So this sentence might have, in case it has a transition word, like in fact, like however, unfortunately, any of these transition words at the beginning of this sentence. So it must be linking the last sentence of the previous paragraph or the main idea of the previous paragraph to the one related to the paragraph. And I'm going to show you how now. Okay, its tone is considered as well. With respect to what? With respect to the sentence that comes right after it. Okay, again, it can be general, more general than any other sentence in the paragraph, closely and logically related to the sentence that comes right after it, and is supported by all the sentences that come later, mentions the very topic that is being repeatedly referred to throughout the paragraph, can be linked to the last sentence of the previous paragraph in case it has a transition word or a pronoun that refers back to a certain idea or a noun or a concept in the previous in a previous paragraph. Its tone is considered. Like, let's apply all these tips, okay, on a real example from different tests. Let's see. Okay, let me share the screen now. Okay. First of all, how to identify this type? Definitely, you will find the word introductory, introducing, introduces, sets up. Okay, all of these words, let me write them. So you will find introductory, you will find introduces, you will find the sets up, okay, and you will find definitely, the word paragraph can be paragraph, or you can find the place, okay, the place that you're gonna, insert this introductory sentence in the heading of the question. Okay, you will find these words. Right. Let's see which sentence is best suitable for the introductory sentence. This is from March, okay, 2022. This is from June 2022. Okay. Which of the following best introduces the paragraph? I got to you two examples. One from June, which is dealing with the very first paragraph, and another one from March 22, which is dealing with a body paragraph. It's not the first paragraph, it's a body paragraph, this one. Right. Let's see, June. Which of the following introduces the paragraph? Okay, good. I told you it must be a little bit general, okay, more general than the other sentences in the paragraph. And it is related, most closely related and logically related to the sentence that comes after, right after it. Okay, so let's read, since it is the first paragraph, I'll be reading the title. The title is so closely related to the introductory sentence of the whole passage. It's not only the introductory sentence of this paragraph, it is the introductory sentence of the whole passage. Okay, so here, mechanical drawing self-taught, the drawing board. Okay, this is the title. And the first thing I need to do is to read the sentence right after the underlined part. Okay, I will read, its surface should be flat and level. Listen, guys, for questions that are related to, or the questions that require you to read, if you face another question, or if you meet another question that can be easily answered on the run while you're handling this long question, you can answer it immediately. Okay, so for example, number 13, I can see that it is related to a pronoun question. Its surface should be flat and level. So definitely A is going to be eliminated because we don't have in English such a thing. We don't have such a thing. Its surface should be flat and level. There and they are, of course, they are will not be taken for two reasons. The first one is that these are two words. The second reason is that this one is a this apostrophe is used to contract two words. Actually, this is informal, a little bit informal, so this doesn't go with the rules that we study. We keep repeating. For it's or either, I need to know whether I'm talking about certain singular thing or a certain plural thing. If you complete reading the sentence, I'm still in the same sentence. Its surface should be flat and level or a little rounding so that the paper shall lie close to its surface. Its surface. So I'm talking about one thing. It's not two things. So this one is the right answer. Okay, good. So its surface. So guys, when I refer back to something by saying its surface, then I must mention it in the introductory sentence. I told you the introductory sentence must be general, must be more general than the other sentences. Of course, it's not going to be specific. So placing a certain pronoun makes it a little bit specific. So this one is specific to what is stated earlier. To draw curves that are not formed of arcs or parts of circles, templates called curves are provided. I haven't seen, letter A, I haven't seen a single topic that can be referred to as its surface. I have to draw curves that are not formed of arcs or parts of circles. To draw curves cannot be referred as its surface. So this is not logically related to the sentence right after. It is not intended or necessary to enter into an elaborate discussion of the various kinds of drawing instruments, plural, discussion, singular, since the purchaser singular can obtain a good set of drawing instruments, from a reputable dealer by paying a proportionate price. So these are the types of nouns that I have in this sentence. So definitely all of them are not related to its surface. So B is going to be eliminated. It is recommended that the beginner, singular noun, purchase as good a set of instruments as his means will permit. A set of instruments. Once again, the set will not be referred to as its surface because a set means a group of instruments. So this one wants to be the right answer. A drawing board, and you see, you must have noticed a. The article a or an is used to introduce something for the first time. So a drawing board, this is singular, a singular entity that is related to the main topic mentioned in the title. Don't forget that we're dealing with the first paragraph of the whole passage. And the first paragraph of the whole passage is super related to the title. Okay, super related to the title and the main topic of the whole passage. So a drawing board should be of soft pine and free from knots so that it will easily receive the pins or track or tacks used to fasten down the paper. So I applied only plan A. Plan A says that the introductory sentence of the paragraph is related to the sentence right after it. And by the way, since it is not, this is another tip that I didn't write, but you must have realized that I didn't write this tip in the PowerPoint, so you must take notes of it. So if you're dealing with the first paragraph, the introductory sentence of the first paragraph, then the title is involved. The title is involved with you because the title is super related to the the introductory sentence of the whole passage and the introductory paragraph of the whole passage. Okay, so yes, this one is the perfect answer. So let's go for this one. Which sentence is best suitable for introductory sentence? And so I will read the sentence right after. That's gonna be coming right after the introductory sentence. Here I don't have a no change choice. You have 4 introductory sentences. Okay, 4 choices that are to be what introductory sentences. I will be choosing the best suitable introductory one for this paragraph. Okay, for this paragraph. You must have noticed that this paragraph is kind of long. Okay, so I'll rely on my plan A. I'll be checking the first sentence right after the question number, because right in the place of the question number, I should place this any of these introductory sentences. So here, the Lampiris is not a worm at all, not even in general appearance. So I'm talking about what? The Lampiris is not a worm at all, not even in general appearance. This is what? This is the sentence right after the supposedly introductory sentence here. Right. Okay, let's see. A has what? Can you please write down in the chat box? In fact is what? Is a transition. Excellent. In fact is a transition. Excellent. So what is the function of a transition word? A transition word links what is before to what is after. So now I will not rely only on what is after, but I need to rely also, okay, equally rely on what is before as well. Okay, what is before? Okay, guys, in this case, this is the last sentence. In this case, this refers back to something stated earlier. Okay, so I need to, the Greeks of old called it lamporis, meaning the bright-tailed. Science employs the same term. So even if I went for this sentence also will take me back to this sentence, because I have the same term. What is the same term? So I need to read what is before. So all the sentences, if the sentence is very crucial and important for you to consider, this sentence will keep referring back to the important information you need to consider. Okay, so I'm talking about a term. It calls the lantern bearer. Okay, Lampiris noctalica, LIN or LIN. This is the acronym. In this case, the common name, so I'm talking about the term, the name is inferior to the scientific phrase, which when translated, the term translated or the name translated becomes both expressive and accurate. So I'm talking about the name, the title, the term. Okay. Okay, good. So what is before is related to the term or the name or the word or the title of this worm. And this sentence after is talking about this same, creature. Lampiris is not a worm at all, not even in general appearance. So in fact, we might easily cavil at the word worm. So word worm, this is the term, this is the name, and the name is mentioned here as well. So this is related to what is before and what is after. So worm. So this can make sense, but I'm not sure. I'll keep it till I find a better answer, or I can get back to it. The Greeks have coined the word Lampiris noctalica. Okay, the Greeks, what? I don't have anything related to the Greeks here. Teacher, but the Greeks were mentioned here. Yes, why did I read what is before? Because I had a transition word. But do I have a transition word here to get back? No. So you tell me this sentence is related to the sentence right after it? Right after it? Is it related? The main focus is the Greeks? No. Is it clear? I know that you guys answered this. Definitely, I don't want the right answer, but I need your, I need you to apply the tips only, and I need the tips to be logical and convenient for you. So the Greeks have coined the word Lampiris noctalica. Actually, this one The main focus, the Greeks, is not the main focus here at all of the sentence right after it. So letter B is definitely going to be eliminated. I see the Lampiris can easily be mistaken for a worm. Can easily be mistaken for a worm. This is very positive. I'm sorry. Can easily be mistaken for a worm. Yani you can mistake the Lampiris for a worm. You can consider the Lampiris as a worm. Does it make sense with the very sentence right after? The Lampiris is not a worm at all. So how come you go for C? يعني, is it logical to say that the Lampiris can easily be mistaken for a worm? Then you tell me the Lampiris is not a worm at all, not even in the general appearance. يعني not even in the general appearance. So how come it is easily be mistaken? Is it clear? Yusuf, do you understand? Because you answered it as C. Do you understand it? Cavil means object. Okay, we might easily object, or we complain, or we have something against the word war. We have something against the word war. But I didn't wish to say the meaning of this word, because in the test you might not have a dictionary, or of course definitely you don't have a dictionary, or you might not have anyone to help you in the test center. So I kept it till I find a better answer. If not, I'll get back to it. The Lampiris can easily be mistaken for a worm. This doesn't go with the tone that I found here. So can easily be mistaken for a worm. No, it is not a worm at all, not even in general appearance. So in its general appearance, you cannot say it's a worm. Okay, so it cannot be easily. This is the opposite actually of what is written here. Although the Lampiris has gained its fame among other beetles, its beetle nature is still questioned. Although the Lampiris has gained its fame among other beetles, definitely I don't have any reference to other beetles here. And the thing is that although Lampiris has gained its fame, I'm talking about its fame, this one is not talking about the fame. Its beetle nature is still questioned. This is very negative regarding the beetle nature. But my negative meaning here is related to the worm, not the beetle nature. Is it clear? So this one is not consistent with what is stated in the very sentence after it. So the best answer can be what? What is the best answer? Despite the fact that we might not know the meaning of cavil. Cavil means, object, complain about something, okay? So in fact, we might easily cavil at the word, confuse at the word worm. The Lampiris is not a worm at all, not even in general appearance. So I'm talking about, this is the best answer. Do you agree with A? Do you agree with A? Okay. So back to the tips. Back to the tips, please. Now we got to see one example only of a certain skill and a certain type of question. One example only. Okay? Yeah, of course, no problem. I get to know the skill. I get to know what are the main tips or the main notes or the main, what we can say, hacks that we can consider while dealing with such questions on EST, SAT, or ACT even. Okay, like, if we look at another, but before we go for or searching for the last example for this session, in this session, I just want you to review with me the tips or the things or the notes you wrote regarding the skill of knowing an introductory sentence. Can you please wrap up with me the tips or the notes or anything you have written or you have noticed regarding the skill of assigning the introductory sentence of a paragraph in both, يعني in both cases, whether this paragraph is the introductory paragraph of the whole passage or a body paragraph, just a body paragraph. Can you just write down anything in the chat box that you have learned related to this topic? The introductory sentence, yeah, thank you so much, Yusuf Islam. Write in for everyone. Please try to, write for everyone, not for me, not to pass it privately. Consider the title if you're solving questions related to the first paragraph. Yeah, if you're solving the first, the introductory sentence related to the very first paragraph, yes, that's right. The title is included, yes. Closely and logically related to the sentence right after it, that's true. It must be general, yeah, okay. Consider the title, yes, stuck to the introduction. What do you mean, Jihad, by stuck to the introduction? Stick to the introduction, you mean? General, Farida, refer immediately to the preceding sentence. Okay. Mentions the sentence that comes after. Make sure that you know the difference, guys, between preceding and proceeding. Okay, precede. Okay, something that precedes something else means comes before it. Okay, mentions the topic that is referred to through the whole paragraph. That's right, Reem. Yes. If we're imagine, Reem, that we couldn't figure out the best introductory sentence based on the sentence right after it, or in case it has like a transition word, I also still get stuck between more than two answer choices. You need to read through the paragraph to see what is the repeated topic that is being referred to all over the paragraph. So it must be mentioned in the introductory sentence. It can be linked to the last sentence of the previous paragraph in case we are dealing with a body paragraph, honey. Okay, so in case we're dealing with a body paragraph, يعني is preceded by another paragraph, يعني a paragraph before and of course this paragraph, so it can have a linking word, a transition word that links the ideas together. That's perfect. Yes, thank you, Lara. What's wrong, Lara? Okay, notice the second sentence in the main topic, yeah, can be linked to the last. Yes, that's right.